So you, or someone you care about, is getting an Implantable Cardioverter Defibrillator, or an ICD. It's totally normal to be feeling a mix of everything right now. Hope, maybe a little bit of anxiety, it's a big deal. But you are definitely not in this alone. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the whole journey, right from the procedure itself to finding your new rhythm in life.
You've probably got a million questions running through your head, and that's exactly why we're here, to help answer them. We're going to take this one step at a time, so you can feel ready and confident for what's coming up. So let's get right into it, starting with the procedure itself.
All right, first things first, the procedure. Let's pull back the curtain on what actually happens in the operating room. It's probably a lot more straightforward than you think.
The whole thing is actually pretty quick, usually taking about 1 to 3 hours. And you're not going under a full general anesthetic. Instead, you'll get sedation, which just makes you feel really sleepy and comfortable. The surgeon makes a small cut just below your collarbone, creating a little pocket for the device. Then, these super thin, flexible wires, they're called leads, are gently guided through a vein and into your heart. Once the ICD is hooked up to those leads, they test everything to make sure it's working perfectly, and then the incision is closed up. It's a really precise, well-practiced procedure.
Okay, so after it's all done, you're going to feel a small, firm lump under your skin on your chest. And that's it. That's your device. I know, it might feel a little strange at first, but I promise you that's a completely normal part of this.
So the procedure's over. Now what? Well, now your body gets to do its amazing work of healing. Let's talk about what to expect during those really important first 6 weeks of recovery.
Recovery really does happen in stages. You'll spend a day or two in the hospital, and then you'll head home. Now, you're going to have some soreness and bruising, for sure. And I want to be really clear about this. The bruising can look, well, pretty dramatic. It might even spread down your chest. This is totally expected, so please don't panic. It's just from the incision. Your number one job at this point is just to keep that wound clean and dry. By week 2, you'll have a checkup, and by weeks 4 to 6, you are well on your way back to your normal routine.
Knowing the difference between what's normal healing and what's a red flag is absolutely crucial. So things like bruising, a bit of discomfort, maybe some itching, that's all part of the deal. But, and this is important, if you see that wound getting redder, or it feels hot, or if there's any fluid leaking, or if you get a fever, that's your sign. Don't wait. Contact your doctor right away.
All right, so you're healing up nicely, and that's when the big questions start to bubble up. How do I get back to, well, me? Let's dig into some of the most common things people worry about.
And this is a huge one for so many of us, right? Getting back behind the wheel, it's a big piece of our independence. So what are the rules here?
Okay, for safety reasons, the rules around driving are very specific. First off, you have to let your local driving authority know. If this is your first ICD for preventative reasons, you typically can't drive for 1 month. But if the device actually fires and gives you a shock, that waiting period jumps to 6 months. Now, these are just the general guidelines. You always follow the exact advice your doctor gives you.
Okay, so driving is one thing, but what about the other parts of life? The day-to-day stuff? Sleep, intimacy, getting active. These are all so important for feeling like yourself again. So how does the ICD fit in?
Let's break it down. Sleep might be a little awkward at first. Propping yourself up with some extra pillows can be a game changer. As for intimacy, that's safe to resume just as soon as the wound is healed and you feel up to it. With exercise, the key is to start slow. Gentle walking is fantastic, and you can do that right away. The main thing to remember is to protect that healing side. So no heavy lifting or big strenuous arm movements, think golfing or tennis, for about 4 to 6 weeks. And swimming, you'll have to wait until that wound is completely healed, which is usually after that 6-week mark.
Recovery isn't just about a physical incision healing. There's a whole emotional journey that goes along with it, and it is just as real and just as important to talk about.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Because on one hand, you've got this incredible piece of technology that's literally your guardian angel, and you feel so grateful for that. But on the other hand, there's this new anxiety. What if it goes off? Am I going to feel it? It's a really common and pretty complicated mix of feelings.
It's so important to just admit these anxieties exist. The fear of a shock, worrying about how your body looks now, or just feeling different. But there are such powerful ways to deal with this. The biggest one? Talk about it. With your family, with a professional, or even better, with a support group of people who just get it. And things like staying active and joining a cardiac rehab program. They are amazing for both your body and your mind.
I really want this to sink in. You are not alone in feeling this way. You're not the first person to go through this, and you won't be the last. Reaching out for support isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually one of the strongest, most proactive things you can do for yourself.
As we start to wrap this up, I want to offer a new way to think about your device. It's so easy to see it as a limitation, as something holding you back. But what if you saw it as the very thing that sets you free? It's your partner, your silent guardian, that's there 24/7 so that you can live your life more fully and with way more confidence.
So let's end with this question. This whole process, this device, it's all about giving you a future. So now that you have this incredible protection, what are you going to do with it? What's a new goal you can set for yourself? It's time to start thinking beyond just recovery and start dreaming about what comes next.